Oh, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSFD.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
809 and a half.
There you go.
Do we have 6 up?
Yeah,
All right.
she's there.
I didn't hear her.
You could not.
Okay,
no.
now I hear you.
You hear me?
Yeah.
The music was a little loud.
You know what else is loud? This wintry scene crap behind me. I hate that.
I love that. It's so
No.
pretty.
No. It
All right,
represents all things ice and snow and cold and winter.
You hate it. You hate it. I know.
All right, hold on. Bang. Or bang.
You know what? The Aurora Borealis I can deal with.
Or bang.
No,
That'll make him feel better.
no, because I don't do the beach.
Yeah, but you do sun warm.
Next to a pool with a bar.
Yeah, well.
Or bang.
Yeah, go back to Aurora.
Okay.
I haven't seen that one yet.
All right. That's one of the stock ones.
And
I love the key works really nice on Zoom.
I see Bob Plass is here.
Yes.
Bob is still here. Good morning, Bob.
Yeah, he must be
I'm
muted.
not hearing him.
He's muted himself. He's got to unmute himself.
There we are. Do you want me here?
So-
I'd be glad to leave.
So why are you there and not here? It must either be
I'm
one
not
of
gonna go-
it's one of two things, okay? One, it's too damn
I know
cold.
where you're going.
It's too damn cold, or he's afraid that the Tech Academy is going to be breached by a bunch of redneck.
No, actually, no. It was because he had a possible exposure, and he's just taking precautions. We'll give him credit for this one.
Uh-oh.
All right.
You can't bust his chops about this one.
All right.
He's doing due diligence.
There's no wussification here then.
No.
Okay.
He went to have a procedure done, and he left his mask off for an extended period of time. So he is taking proper precautions.
So did he take a test?
No, not yet.
Oh, hell.
But that was just
What
the
do
other
you go-
day.
What did I go to
You
leave
should've-
the doctor's office and go to take a test? No.
You should have had a test by now. Come on, man.
I don't have a...
You could give the COVID to Frankie.
Silence. Dead silence on that.
Silence.
What?
And I
What?
wasn't queued up with my crickets.
I'm
Yeah.
speechless.
That'll be the day, Bob. That'll be the day.
You might be.
No, I am speechless.
You
I
might.
am totally speechless.
You might be speechless after this. You know what, Pete?
What's going on,
Here
Ken?
we go.
Oh, no. Oh, please, God. Kathy,
Yes, my darling.
you got to stand by my side on this one. I'm fearful. I'm very fearful.
Yeah, well, he probably had things ready for you, but since you're not here, he's going to have to behave.
I hope so.
All
right, be
righty.
careful.
Here we go.
You know what, Pete?
Uh-oh.
Some of our listeners and viewers are expecting me to support what happened at the Capitol building last week. Although I'm libertarian, and I've been saying this for years and years now, and you can go back and check the tapes or check the hard drives, folks still call me a privileged white racist Republican, even though I'm a libertarian.
Okay.
What happened in D.C. was wrong. But we have to remember those who breached the building, those who fought the police, were extremists. And were not representing the majority of the Republican Party. Just like the looters, rioters, and extremists who you see in the BLM and Antifa videos. Those folks do not represent most of the Democratic Party.
Correct.
We saw in our downtown that BLM standouts can be peaceful. I never called out the entire Democratic Party on the actions of a few extremists. And I would expect the party of open-mindedness and tolerance to do the same. I do have to say that there are millions of Americans who saw how the Republican Party, mostly their dear leader, were poked at daily. And I don't see any forgiveness or desire to all come together as one and sing Kumbaya anytime soon. I fear our country is actually going to become more divided, at least in the next 2 years. But that is not what's up in my craw right now.
Uh-oh.
Something else is bothering me.
Only something else?
More than even caring about what's going on in D.C. right now.
Okay.
Game shows.
What? I gotta hear this.
I used to love game shows, especially the ones with trivia. The games always moved along at a pretty good pace. But not now.
Uh-oh.
It seems on the latest round of new game shows out, it takes 4 minutes to do one trivia question. I understand the need for build-up. And we were teased with a little build-up on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. But it is getting out of hand. Okay, we established that I like game shows.
All right. Gotcha.
We established I like trivia.
Okay. Double gotcha.
There's a new game show out there called The Hustler.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Oh, God, I
And
saw it.
no, this has nothing to do with the magazine.
No, I
And,
saw
and,
it.
and is that magazine even a thing anymore?
I don't think so.
Regardless, the host is Craig Ferguson.
I like
Okay.
Craig
I
Ferguson.
love Ferguson, okay?
I do
His
too.
stint on The Late Show is awesome, especially with the songs and the puppets. He won 2 Emmys for a game show called Celebrity Name Game. And I've even seen him do stand-up in person. I had such high hopes for this game show. In a 1-hour show, they have less than a dozen trivia questions.
Really?
And most of them are not hard. Yes, there is a backstory to the show, but, and I get that. But it simply takes too long. He does a great show hosting and tossing in some humor, but as Johnny Five would say, need more input. Nobody got that reference.
I did.
Okay. And the new Name That Tune came out this past week, too.
Okay.
I couldn't name half the tunes that were under 20 years old. It totally sucked.
Vice versa.
I didn't say on New Year's Eve that in 2021 I was going to become an old man. So why is this happening to me? I'm not liking some of the new stuff that was meant to replace some of the older stuff. I can't name a single show that is currently in prime time on the CW network.
There's a challenge for you.
I see an article or some TV shows on classic cars being restored, and I say, I drove one of those in high school.
Uh-oh. You still do.
I remember dungarees and corduroys.
Oops.
I remember pull tabs on soda cans.
Oops.
So yes, I will get worked up about crappy game shows instead of caring about DC riots as I am apparently about to enter into my mid-age crisis. Because of the China virus, I was not able to properly acknowledge the last of my years that start with a 4. And it looks like I won't be able to properly welcome in the years that start with a 5. So with that, I say to you, 2021, may the bird of paradise fly up your nose. May your chewing gum lose its flavor on the bedpost overnight. And you better come up with something really good if I'm going to consider you a groovy, far-out year. And ate that monologue to cat's pajamas. Let's pay our bills. We'll be back right after this.
Support for community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating. Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Barnes & Noble College Bookstore in the Ely Campus Center, offering Westfield State t-shirts, sweatshirts, and gift merchandise, all of your academic needs, and offering textbook materials in new, used, ebook, and rental formats. Available at the bookstore on campus or online at westfieldstate.bncollege.com.
Join me, Tina Gorman, each week from 6 to 8 a.m. for Wake Up Wednesday, when my guests and I discuss health, wellness, and lifestyle reimagined.
Community radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM, WSKB Westfield.
Everybody's gone to sleep, and you've said goodnight, moon. There's plenty of noise still coming from Mommy and Daddy's room.
Oh, Daddy says please, Mommy says no.
Daddy says come on, Mommy says whoa.
Daddy goes, Mommy goes, ow.
Daddy says I'm done, Mommy goes wow. Daddy rolls
More
over,
volume,
falls
Ken.
asleep.
I'm maxed out.
In the dark.
I was going to say something to you about my level possibly being down. Let's see if it's just that track.
No, it's everything, and I got you at plus 15, so
There's
I
a
don't know.
little metal box at the top of the stairs in the back of the closet and a tiny
I'll boost you up some more.
key
Okay, yeah,
that's
if
hidden
I'm
in the
maxed here.
book, in the drawer with the socks, and I know how to use it to open up the box. And that's where the gun is.
Anyway.
You know, it's that track. I'll
Okay.
attenuate over here. Oh, anyway.
Anyway.
This is Ken's
And
den.
we're off.
Ken Stomsey behind the microphone, like I am each and every Tuesday, behind the glass in the official Robin Quivers chair, which is going to be titled forever and ever, ever, the Kathy Palmer chair.
I know, hopefully. You know, I was thinking I could have sat at the table because Bob isn't here, but then I'd have to get up and move for Hope, so
Yeah.
I'm okay. I'll stay here, isolated.
Well,
from
we'd hope
everybody.
you move.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that
I'm
was
here all
fun.
week, folks. Try the veal.
Now appearing in the blue room.
You're in the green room, and in the control room, Kitten of the Keys, Chairman Meow, the January
Jocular
jerk
Jammer?
of the Jams, Peter Cole, Chairman Meow.
I don't know. Jamboree. Who knows? Name all the J words you can. Bob Plass, it's your turn. You're it.
And,
Wait a minute.
and direct from West Silver Street. Are we set up with very low latency between here and West Silver?
Close enough. He's
Okay.
got Comcast.
All right.
By the way, I got a new soundbite.
I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.
I don't get it.
You've never seen Scott Manley on YouTube?
Yes.
You have?
Oh, wow.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.
Somebody was saying, it was Bobby Goff saying something about fly safe, so I had to pull that clip out just for him.
There you go.
Who was that again?
Manley.
I'm Scott Manley.
Scott Manley.
Fly safe.
You know, the rapidly rising I don't know.
Yeah, I'm still not placing it.
You know, that voice is kind of calming to me, actually.
What place is that, Bob?
Biden's voice?
That voice. Biden's
Oh, the
voice
voice.
is very calming to me. It's the most decent voice that I've ever heard. Calming.
You had to start that, Bob.
No.
He couldn't resist.
Yeah. I just have to, can I just for the other side, just to Kenny, I just worry that we are in a really divisive state in America, and 5 people died in the terrible thing last
And
week.
a lot more people died in the BLM and Antifa riots, Bob.
Please, I don't need to compare. We don't
They're
need
all the
to
same.
compare.
They're all the same.
No.
They're all riots
they are.
started by extremists. On both
Well,
sides.
they're all riots. Well, but this riot was started by the President of the United States, and by his son, and by Giuliani and Mo Brooks, a congressman. And if he looked out at that audience, he would have realized that they are extremists out there. That audience was a very white nationalistic audience that he was speaking to.
Oh, now it's the white thing.
For them
now
to
it's
say,
racist.
to
Now,
go down
now,
to
now
the
it's a
Catholic-
racist thing.
Bob, you
No,
really
well,
buy
it
you
is
really
racist.
You know, I
Really?
know 2 people from Westfield who went down there
Do you?
to peacefully protest.
Yeah.
They were both female, and they were not breaching the Capitol building. They went down there to stand out.
But I have
One
a
of them is like
question.
you, Kathy, 95 pounds wet. I mean, yeah. So it's all a privileged white thing, Bob.
But my
Yeah.
question is, the 2 people you're talking about, what were they protesting? I'm just asking. What?
They believed that there were issues with the election.
Okay. Do they believe that Trump should have won?
No, most people out there that went to protest believe at least they should be looked into, and not the court cases, every single one of them tossed out without
you know
being
what,
reviewed
Peter?
or heard.
I don't think you can make that assumption that most people went down there for that.
If I was going, that's
think you
why
can
I would've
say-
went.
Yes, and I think you can say that,
You can say that,
but I don't think you
that
can
most people
say
went there.
most people.
And
went
well,
for that
I can
reason.
say that most of
I
them
think we know
were
what's
fans of
there.
the Republican Party. I mean,
And they were fans of the big lie.
The big
the big lie, supposedly.
No,
Okay,
the big
again-
lie. The Supreme Court took that matter up.
No,
No,
Bob,
they
they
didn't.
refused to
No,
hear
they
it.
refused to hear it,
They
Bob.
refused to hear it because it was a big lie.
No, because they never wanted. They don't want to hear the case, Bob. If all the evidence was presented, all they heard was the filing, and then they rejected it. Yes,
No,
Bob.
no,
That's
no.
how.
Yeah,
it
well,
works.
this is how it went. Hey, look, I've got a problem here. Oh, well, too bad we're not listening to you. That's
Well, we can all
basically what
agree that
happened.
we can all agree that Trump is
Trump had 4 years
indecent.
of trials from Nancy Pelosi, for crying out loud. I think some of these other issues should have been at least looked at.
But this still does not make what happened last week right.
Oh,
We can
I'm not
argue
saying it was right.
about this.
I'm not saying it's right. And many high-profile Republican people in talk have denounced it. Russia's
Right.
denounced it, for crying out loud. Come on.
And denounced the leader, Trump.
Yes.
Let's put it this
yeah,
way.
yes, Rush did. As did Bill O'Reilly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Barr.
Very few people are pleased with what happened, Bob. Don't keep drinking the Kool-Aid.
I hope they are displeased. I hope they're really displeased. But I just wanted to say that politically, I mean, this is not about politics. This is about violence. This is about law. This is about all of that thing and this is about a man standing.
Bob,
It is about politics, Bob.
Bob, if you're saying it's about law, then all those people that burned Kenosha.
No, that's not.
Where your family.
We're talking about.
Yeah,
we're talking
I
about
agree
last
with
week.
Bob. You shouldn't.
A riot
we
is a
can't
riot
throw
is a
it out.
riot, Bob.
Yeah,
You're
but
trying.
No,
It doesn't
riot
And you know
on
what?
our
Wait a minute. Stop. Let me finish, please. You're interrupting me. It is all political violence. And political violence was condoned by Trump, and it was condoned by the Democrats, who refused to denounce it all summer. Okay? It's all political violence. And when you make political violence the norm and acceptable and don't denounce it on both sides, then you get the riot you had this past week. If you condone political violence and you let it be acceptable and normal. As you recall, Bob, I did not condone any of the violence. The peaceful protests, I had no problem with, and you knew that because we've talked about it. I did not condone the violence of burning Kenosha. I did not condone the violence of burning a police station in Minneapolis. I did not condone the violence of the CHOP, which still exists, I believe, in some form or fashion to this day. I don't condone any of that, just like I don't condone anybody that decided to break and enter into the Capitol. Okay? And if it was a true insurrection, the government would still not be functioning to this day because those protesters would not have left and they would have held the Capitol. That's a true insurrection. It was a riot and it is wrong. And every single one of those people should be prosecuted, which they are already being arrested. Just like the people that started the CHOP and terrorized people in a 2-block radius in Portland, Oregon. Just like the people that burned D.C. Just like the people that burned Kenosha. Just like the person that burned a Wendy's in Atlanta. Just like the people that burned Portland all summer long. And if the rule of law is not applied equally, we do not have the rule of law, period. And that's a bigger problem than any of this.
We used that there was one word missing in that whole thing, Peter.
What's that, Bob?
Trump.
What do you mean? I said he riled them up. I said that. Yeah, he
right,
did.
Yeah, right.
But you know what? Those are people who are all adults, and they made a choice to enter the Capitol. Would you blindly would you blindly follow somebody, Bob? Would you blindly follow John Velas as a leader, right?
I'm not gonna,
or the governor.
I'm not going to blindly follow somebody, but I think
Bob,
that.
But those people made a choice. Yes, did he heighten the tension?
So did Mr. Trump make a choice. So did Mr.
Trump. And Orange 45 is an ass.
Yeah,
then by your logic, then AOC should also be locked up and taken away.
Well, let's
because
just
she
talk about
condoned the
event
violence. Wait a minute, want me to read? Oh, hold on, give me 1 second. I'll read her tweet condoning violence of the same nature. Wait a minute, hold on, give me a second. I have it saved because I knew this was going to come up. So
Didn't a few of the senators from California say take to the streets as well?
Yeah, I believe they did, but I don't have those tweets.
I don't have that right in front of me.
Hold on.
Well,
I saved this one.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You talk for a second. I got to find it.
Well, what I would say is that the issue of incitement is really clear here.
Okay,
we're not denying that, Bob.
Let me talk about this. Is also incitement, Bob. If by your definition, this is also incitement. From 2 December 20, from Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. The thing that critics of activists don't get is they tried playing polite language policy game, and all it did was get them easier to ignore. This is also how I'm sure the people felt last week. It wasn't until they made folks uncomfortable that there was any traction into doing anything, even if it wasn't their full demands. The tweet goes on to say, the whole point of protesting is to make people uncomfortable. Activists take that discomfort with the status quo and advocate for concrete policy changes. Popular support often starts small and grows. For those who complain against the protest demands to make others uncomfortable, that's the point. This is Alex. She also incited violence by that tweet.
That's not inciting violence because
I'm trying to hear that too on that one.
Yeah, I disagree. I don't think
she's saying it's okay to make people uncomfortable.
Yeah. That's not inciting violence.
Yes,
though.
it is by condoning
Peter,
violence.
You're making me uncomfortable by we're all uncomfortable in this fight. We're all in this discussion because we're having a discussion.
When both sides
we're all uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable.
When both sides
it's uncomfortable to hear that Black lives.
He froze.
He froze.
Are treated differently in America.
When both sides. Bob.
All right, Peter, you have to let Bob talk too. You keep interrupting Bob.
But he's not getting the point that both sides are condoning political violence.
But see, that's the thing. We don't have to get the point. We have our own opinions. You have yours, and Bob has his. And you don't have to force your opinion on him any more than he's forcing his on you.
And it's okay for senators to tell the public, if you see any GOP person eating in a restaurant, go harass them, stand right next to them, make them uncomfortable.
You know what, Ken?
And it starts there.
But it keeps going.
And it keeps snowballing. I mean, keep it up. Which, by the way, that's my question for therapy, Bob.
We all need it.
Why do so many left-leaning folks resort to personal jabs in debate?
Yeah, why do personal jabs come into that?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Yeah,
It starts at the top.
I'm the receiver all the time. I try to have a debate, an intellectual debate regarding something, and the next reply is, "Oh, you just don't get it because you're a white, racist, redneck Republican." Well, give me a better retort than that.
Well, I just think you're on the wrong platform.
They left
and you're
out
arguing with wrong folks. I mean, folks that are going to give you back that.
That happened to me this morning.
Pardon?
That happened to me this morning. So I made a logical argument, and somebody goes, "Okay, little buddy." That was the first thing he said. And then he called me a kook.
Ouch.
It's somebody here in town.
Ouch.
That was this morning, Bob.
Yes, I know. And people you're going to call, or not you guys, because you're wise. You're not going to label me any kind of crazy ass liberal.
No, and that's the
no, we don't.
At least not to my face.
We don't. There are crazy ass liberals, but you're not one of them.
Bob,
there's extremists on both sides.
Oh, I agree there. I totally agree there.
And that's what you saw last week.
I totally agree.
Extremists
I just worry
of one
about
party.
America.
Yeah, I'm worried about America too. Yeah, I was going to save this until after you were offline, but my 845 question was going to be. Is big tech shutting off speech by not allowing apps to run or websites to be accessed considered to be the beginning of tyranny? All right? All while there's definitely a double standard when it comes to what you can or cannot say or post. And by the way, China does this.
Yeah.
So,
hey,
is that the beginning of tyranny?
I think the beginning of tyranny is when you have a president saying, let's go down there and kick their ass.
He didn't say it. He never said it.
His son did.
Okay, that's fine, but they're blaming.
Yeah, but you can't say the president said that.
They're blaming the president.
No, the president didn't even walk in the march. When you do a march to protest something, you walk with them. You walk there, and you have the other end. You're marching to something. You're marching to something. You're not just marching to the Capitol to do whatever you wish. That whole thing was totally not a real march in a sense. What it was folks running down the street, and it's not the poor folks that went there to protest something that they really believed in. It's the way it was set up.
99% of the people
incited.
99% of the people.
Unfortunately, my computer is saying it's unstable here, so I might be get cut off.
You're unstable, Bob.
Well, we all are.
Okay, all right. Switching things up.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Can I say this?
Jeff, does it have to do with this or something?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
I think this is a great conversation to have, because what I'd like to point out is the four of us, honestly, have very different opinions about the same situation.
Yep.
But my point is, it's perfectly okay.
And the four of us, I think, are all in agreement that Trump is an ass.
And I'm not angry that you have an opinion different than me, or Bob does, or Peter does. I think that's great, and I like listening to what you all have to say.
And I didn't call you a kook at all.
Well, you have, but not online yet. But no. I think that's what America needs to be, more like the four of us, and able to say, without me saying, listen, Bob, you're being a jerk, or Pete, you're being an idiot, or Ken, you really lost it, or Kathy, you're really stupid. It's just a great conversation that people should have.
Those cats are sucking up all of your oxygen, Kathy.
Yeah, and Peter, and Kenny, that's exactly why I had to present the other side or another side, because I think it's important that we and I've made a rule of myself. I mean, this is my new rule in 2021, that I will always respect the other person, and I will always respect
Can I?
somebody's right to speak. But I also recognize that.
Hey, can I? Well, Bob keeps freezing. Can I read one more tweet
And
from
in my
AOC
life,
that you'll
I'm
find
just
interesting?
saying,
You keep freezing, Bob. So let me read one more tweet. On
He's
December-
going in for the final poke, the final
No,
push of the button.
we don't want to go through.
No,
the
this is-
He's going to keep needling him.
This is interesting. I was surprised by this, honestly. On December 9th, Alex Salvi posted breaking: the FTC in 48 states seek to break up Facebook as they accuse the tech giant of becoming a social media monopoly by illegally squashing their competition. AOC responded on the same date, "Good. Facebook is absolutely an out-of-control monopoly, one that has abused its market power to squash competition, manipulate democracies, and crush journalism. Thank you, Tish James, for leading the way. Maybe when Instagram spins off, they can change the bottom tabs back." Now, Now, I wonder how she feels today.
I don't know what your focus on AOC is, because quite
she has
honestly,
become the voice of the Democratic Party.
She is not the voice of the Democratic Party. She is not the voice. She is not the leader of the Democratic Party.
The media tells me that is
false.
false.
No, that's not. Media is saying that Biden is the leader of the Democratic Party.
The people who don't have gray hair follow her, Bob.
Yeah, she has an enormous force in the Democratic Party, Bob. If you're denying that, then you're denying the reality of.
She's not the leader of the Democratic Party.
No.
She is not the leader.
No.
And so
didn't say
therefore,
that.
do I cringe when I hear those kind of things on the radio, or when she says some of those things? Yes.
I agree with her. That Facebook is a monopoly and should be just broken up like the Bell system was, and like Standard Oil.
I agree that the law and the culture has to check. The laws have to keep up with the culture here. And that's what we're struggling with right now. The laws keeping up with the culture. And we really have to work on this. And I think this whole situation, especially around Trump and his inability to tweet now, which is kind of a relief from my end. It really
just don't read it.
Not have that happening.
just don't read it. I mean,
you can block them.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. But the argument
keep scrolling.
now has really, I think it leads to change. It will lead this chaos that we're doing, these intensity of our feelings towards something is going to change our culture. And hopefully it's going to change our culture for the best, and I just worry that we're not hearing one another. And that's what I have to say. I think I'm talked out on this one, but and probably you guys are as well. But Kathy,
2 minutes ago, I tried to make you feel better.
Yeah. Well,
all right, let's get to there. Okay.
Yeah. What?
Jesus. Robert.
Yes, sir.
Right around the corner from you.
Yeah.
They're a little early this year.
Oh.
And they have a short season.
This is important.
The Punchki are back.
Already?
Yep.
Yeah, they came out this week.
I had it last week. I took a picture and sent it to Ken.
Oh, my.
And they're only around to the middle of February. It's a short season. Fat Tuesday comes up quick.
Oh, they only last from, really?
Yeah.
So we've only got 2 weeks to have that
about 4.5, 5 weeks. Yeah.
4.5.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. This is good news.
So you should, when you get done here, put on 3 masks, put on a face shield, put on 2 pairs of gloves, and walk around the corner and get yourself a Punchki. It'll make you feel better.
I'll do it in your honor. I'll do it I'll do it in your honor. Believe me. I'm so glad that the Punchkis have returned. Spell Punchki, Kathy. Please spell Punchki for me.
Oh no. P-A.
Spell it.
P-A-C-K. Oh, Z.
P-A-C. No, P-A-C-Z.
Okay, what's the rest?
K-I.
There's no N sound there.
The C it actually has a crescevante underneath it, which is a different type of sound than the letter C.
Oh, okay.
So
it's
spell it again.
P-A-C-Z-Y-K-I.
Isn't it P-A-C-K-I?
No, there's a Z in there.
I knew there was a Z. I just didn't know where.
Yeah.
Is it P-A-C-Z?
Yeah. K-I. From my recollection.
Okay.
Who's on the interweb that can verify that?
I think it's correct.
P-A-C-Z-K-I. But no matter how you spell it, it means delicious.
That's a great ad. No matter how you spell it.
Oh my God! Are there any new flavors this year? I wonder.
I think they have their standard flavors. It's not like Bob's over in Bob's. It's Bob's over in Chicopee that have the strawberry ones and all types of crazy ones. But there's usually a lemon, an apple. An apple comes as a sugar apple and a glazed apple. And there's a prune. There's a blueberry. There's a Boston cream. There's a Bavarian.
Whoa.
And a raspberry sugar, and a raspberry glaze. I think I got them all.
No, I can't believe it. How about a Kaliki Kai one?
And it'd be a real soggy one.
Well, one would never know.
You know what a Kaliki Kai is?
He's been having this problem all morning.
What, the freezing?
Yep. He had to reboot his
Tiki
computer
bar
last
right
night.
now.
My
Oh my
laptop
God.
does that. Mine freezes.
Yeah. Okay. Your internet is unstable. I got to say goodbye. It says unstable.
You're unstable, Bob. That never gets old. Get it?
Never gets old.
Oh, bang.
Hey, I'm leaving. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Bye.
Good luck.
Go watch Regis and Kathy Lee.
Go lock up your car. They're having a lot of break-ins on your street.
Oh my God, really?
Yes. They're having a lot of break-ins. There's a couple cars, and it was your street that they mentioned. So take care.
Yeah,
Did you get the phone call? Did you get a phone call from the police chief?
No, unless maybe we did. I don't know.
When did that go out, Peter?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks
Yeah,
ago?
it was a while ago. I know they published it on the on social media as well.
Yeah.
And Bob, of course, has a garage that he doesn't use as a garage.
That's true. And the car is sitting right there, but I got the big dog,
Well,
the big barking dog.
Yeah, barking.
It's targets
that's
of
about it.
opportunity, Bob. What they're doing is cars that are unlocked, that are just easy to get
Ah,
in, and they're
got it.
driving down a street literally. They're probably doing this the way they used to do it. They would drive down a street, drop people off, and the car would go slowly up the street as they'd break into as many cars as they could, and then just take off.
And what are they taking in these cars? Because
Change. Change, credit cards. Some people leave their watches, wallets. Yep.
Why would you
keys
do
keys to the car?
Yeah.
We used to have that. I was like, keys to the car were left in the car, and I was like, my car was stolen because they left the keys to the car in the car.
Yeah.
And I was like,
my
wow. That
word.
used to be on the north side where it was a little bit more secluded and less traveled, where they
Yeah.
get away with it.
Yeah.
But now they're getting pretty blazing because the economy's in the tank.
Wow, and we're really lit up. I mean, I'm always lit here at West Silver. I mean, we're lit up because we're right across from the post office. So, ye gods. Well, I'm going to make sure that I'm locking it. Where's my little thing? There's something I got to press, right, to make the car. Where is it? Oh, here it is.
It may be the
Okay,
thing that looks like a padlock on your fob.
Here we go. Here it is.
If you're
All right. I heard the confirmation.
We heard it. It's locked.
There we are. You heard it. So good.
We heard
There
your
we
horn
are.
go horn.
All right.
All right,
So
well, listen.
you're going to go watch Regis and Kathy Lee, and we're
I
going to
am.
get on with our lives here. All
I
right. See
appreciate
you, Bob.
guys.
Nice talking
Thanks,
with you.
Thanks for discussing important things
Okay, you
with
cook.
me.
Hey,
That was funny.
hey, Pete, it's Calgon.
Community radio on WSKB provided by Westfield Electroplating, Employing over 140 skilled platers, painters, and technicians, Westfield Electroplating was founded in 1946 and was the first company in the country to achieve National Aerospace and Defense Contractor Program accreditation, proudly maintaining that status for over a decade. Westfield Electroplating provides over 50 quality finishes to meet your corrosion, cosmetic, or performance needs. On the web at www.westfieldplating.com or 413-568-3716. Westfield Electroplating, putting the finishing touches on technology.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield.
Hi, it's Bob Plass, and I have Wow, It's Tuesday, every Tuesday, 6 to 8. Wow, it's Tuesday.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
I did it!
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 at 89.5 FM, WSKB, Westfield.
You know what? I was gonna come up.
Didn't play. Your bit didn't play.
No, I didn't. I didn't click it.
Oh.
I didn't click it. I was thinking.
You were thinking?
I was trying to think of a way to kill 3 minutes before we got up to the top of the hour and started everything off.
Let's just jump into it.
No. I'm going to hit the top.
Did you like my song choice?
Yeah, you usually pick that one when we get into that mode.
It's true. I listened to the lyrics again. My God, it's absolutely true for what we're going through right now.
So I figured I'd try to come up with something to talk about for 3 minutes, but then what usually happens is that 3 minutes goes to 4, goes to 5, goes to 6.
Yes.
So then I was going to come back with a commercial, but by the time I clicked on my my palette here, I didn't know which one I wanted to run.
You were in a conundrum.
So now I'm choosing one randomly.
Your home is your castle. And like most castles, there's always the worrisome, less fortunate trying to storm the gates. No longer. At Executive Intruder Extermination Service, we'll ensure that you'll live in a fortress and live your life worry-free.
With my vindictive and backstabbing personality, I always knew I'd be successful. But there's a price to pay. Money gives me freedom. Freedom to be scared of things that normal people don't have to worry about. When it comes to people trying to get a buck off me or come knocking, I turn to outside help.
Your home will be surrounded by only the best security equipment. Razor wire, Dobermans, landmines, night vision, and motion sensors. And if a stranger or unwanted relative should make it inside, all of your doors will be wired with bombs.
But what about when my children need to go to school?
Your children will be equipped with bulletproof vests, and depending on if they attend public school, stun guns and mace. When you're successful, nobody wants to be bothered.
I'll slaughter anyone who even thinks of harming my family with Executive Intruder Extermination Service. They do it for me.
Call today for your free home demonstration. The world is a dangerous place. For you, it doesn't have to be.
And I got it right at the 9 o'clock. And wasn't that fitting?
It certainly was.
All right,
Can I
top
have
of the
their
hour.
number? I need their number.
I mentioned punchkis.
Punchkis?
What do you do to punchkis? You eat them.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Eat this.
Burn down the store. Take what you want and more. Shop until you drop. Voodoo consumer never stop. Load up on supplies. No sale, no compromise. Gun crazy down the mall. Voodoo consumer, take it all. Eat this, drink this, try this, charge it. It's fabulous. Step right up and take it. It's fabulous. If you can't afford it, fake it. Be deviously dangerous, ridiculously cool. Let's make it fabulous. Fabulous. just make it fabulous. Bargain come too late, voodoo consumer terminus. Eat this, drink this, try this, buy this, wear this, buy this, play this, charge it, it's fabulous. Step right up and take it, it's fabulous. If you can't afford to fake it, be deviously dangerous, ridiculously marvelous, meticulously treacherous, deciduously cruel, just make it fabulous. 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 Fabulous.
Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by Bay State Dental. Comprehensive dentistry at 14 convenient locations in Springfield, Chicopee, Longmeadow, West Springfield, Belchertown, East Longmeadow, Ludlow, Northampton, Greenfield, and Wilbraham, as well as 29 Broad Street in Westfield. Bay State Dental makes it a priority to help you achieve and maintain the healthy smile you deserve. On the web at baystatedental.com.
Hi, this is Harry Rock, host of Rock on Westfield every fourth Wednesday at 8 a.m. Tune in for my view of this place I call home.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
My family! He's got a gun!
Someone's breaking into your home. What do you do? Call 911? It takes the police an average of 35 minutes to respond to a 911 call. In that time, a burglar could have his way with your wife, smoke a cigarette, flip her over, and go in for seconds. Don't let the worst happen to you. It is vital that you protect yourself. Do it the patriotic way.
That's right. Ammunition has all the equipment you need to protect your family from the evils of a liberal society. Fixed, mounted, and shoulder-held submachine guns, mortars, surface-to-air and all manner of heat-seeking missiles, and just in to celebrate the Gulf War, pink and blue tracer bullets so you can protect your family in the dark. Start the week off right on Make My Day Mondays with 2 for 1 on main, strafe, and kill landmines. Got Gulf War syndrome? Get $10 off all machine gun rentals. Hey, if you love your family, prove it with a gun. Ammunition, protecting your rights.
You said I couldn't top that last one, huh, Kathy?
I never should have said a word, Peter.
Wait a minute.
Like 12 steps beyond.
What mic are you on?
She is on. Oh my, she's on
3.
3. Can you read it from there?
I think it's 3. I think.
Okay.
Is my
Yeah,
mic
it goes
messed up?
1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah.
Am I messed up?
Yep.
Am I
All right. Do you have any insects at your home, Kathy?
Insects? What do you mean?
Bugs.
Outside?
Bugs.
Well, we get those stink bugs every once in a while. They're still around.
Okay, excellent.
It was 9 a.m. The phone rang.
Oh, it's Pete Gustin.
Commando Pest Eradication. You saw a bug on your child's apple? Code red, boys. We got a live one.
Your home, much like the rest of the world, is infested with unwanted vermin. Commando Pest Eradication will wage war on nature, so you don't have to.
Hello, ma'am.
Thank God you're here! I saw a bug in the kitchen!
You did the right thing, ma'am. We'll take it from here. Everything's gonna be okay.
Commando Pest Eradication uses only the most lethal chemicals to rid your home of unwanted life. Our team is composed of military-trained professionals that know how to take care of a messy situation fast. After successfully defoliating Vietnam, we've turned our attention to the home front. Your home front.
We've got the situation in the kitchen contained, sir. But I found this. Jesus, what the hell is this?
Oh, that's my daughter.
Looks more like Viet Cong to me.
Commando Pest Eradication. We kill everything in sight so you feel safer. It's the war on nature, and this time we're winning.
That's you know who that voice is? The announcer voice.
I recognize that voice.
That's Pete Gustin from Boston. He's legally blind, and he has taught himself. It's a great story. If you look it up on YouTube, you can find it. But he is legally blind, and he reads. You know how they read a copy script. Well, he gets that sent to him, and he listens to it in his ear. So he has a computer generated voice in his ear, and he reads to that. He's taught himself how to read to that. And he's the voice of a lot of things that you hear out there now. But he started with WEI. They gave him his first big break in announcing. And he's now the voice of like Fox News and a whole bunch of other stuff too. But yeah, I love he's got the voice of God, Pete Gustin.
And Fox News, there's no relation to the content of these commercials I'm playing.
No, and he's just.
Yeah, I want to make that clear.
He's a voice actor. Pete Gustin is.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. You know what? Maybe later on I'll try to top that one too, Kathy.
No,
Please
it's
don't.
okay. You've done your job here.
In the His House this week from the Westfield News, Hope Tremblay.
Good morning.
Sorry you had to deal with all of that.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. No, absolutely not.
You're not.
She's been here long. She knows you well.
Mm-hmm. And we got all discussion of DC out in the first hour. Unless there's something that you want to address.
Oh, no.
Now we want to go local.
I mean, I did a little in my column, sort of.
Yeah, well, that's why I asked.
I figured if you want to throw that out there now, we could do that now.
No, I think it is cute, though, for people who don't get the column. Why don't you mention, while I adjust the look on number 2, why don't you and Kathy talk about what your kids said about all this?
I can do it. You just stay there.
Oh,
well, I guess not.
Well, we, like everybody else, watched everything unfold live on TV. And when it all started, my son was doing remote school. So he came down after school was over and saw the TV on and said, "What the heck is happening?" And he's 12 and in 6th grade and a very sympathetic person. And his first response was, "This country's made up of hypocrites. Why are these people out there? They're going to get COVID. This is disgraceful." And I was like, my 12-year-old says it's disgraceful. It was just, it was interesting to watch with him. And then my daughter came down, who's 10, and she was not as affected because she's 10 and mostly cares about what's going on in her little 10-year-old world. But so it was interesting to watch.
It's good that children and the kids are getting it.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I agree with that.
That's good.
And I think my son, I'm an independent, unenrolled, or whatever you call it. I vote on issues. And my son tends to be a little conservative, and he was appalled.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And if you, it should be, like I was saying, when political violence gets condoned, that's bad. That's real bad. Either side.
Yeah.
Both sides.
So it's interesting to see the world through a 12-year-old because, there's things I lived through as a 12-year-old that I don't, that I remember, but I don't remember my emotions and seeing it at the time. Like I remember when Krista McAuliffe died in the space shuttle, we were watching it live.
Yep.
I remember lots of things about the 80s and Reagan and the Cold War. And I've tried to explain that to my son, and he kind of gets it a little bit, too.
That's hard to get a grip of, that whole era.
Yeah, and talking to them about, 9/11 because they weren't born yet.
Iran-Contra, and although that was a little earlier.
The hostage crisis in Iran.
Yeah.
That was a huge thing when we were growing up.
We were kids, yeah. So they're living their own, history and different things, and it's interesting to hear their thoughts on it.
I guess every generation has them. Kathy, yours might have been a Bay of Pigs.
Actually, I was thinking about this when I was listening to the conversation earlier, because I go back to the horrible race riots in the 60s.
Watts.
Oh, they were terrible.
Yeah.
And then,
around here.
Kent
Springfield.
State.
Yeah,
Don't forget Kent State, where they opened fire on the 4 students and killed them. Sadly, It was a very, very, very terrible time of unrest in our country. So, when we talk today about the riots and the protesters, you know what, kiddos? This isn't new. This is not.
No, every generation gets one or two of these.
Yeah.
So you had Cuba and you had the race riots. We had the Iran Contra and the Cold War, and now this is this generation's thing.
Which we act like this is something new. I mean, you go back into the World War I, pre-World War I, people were rioting against joining the war. They didn't want to do it. They didn't like Wilson. They thought he was a warmonger. He imposed terrible sedition laws. You couldn't even breathe against the government, but you were arrested for sedition. And then you get into like the 20s and the 30s, and you get into the mine riots that happened down south with the miners against the companies. They were shooting each other, for God's sakes, on the steps of the Capitol. So, it's always happened. And really, the race riots in L.A. and Brooklyn and Hartford, you couldn't drive through Hartford back in the 60s.
And then even as you were leaving the 30s, now you go through the next few decades, you had, World War II. You had Korea. Then Vietnam. I mean, there's always something in each generation like that.
There is. The difference with
this is that it's on our home turf now.
Vietnam was very divisive in our country, whereas World War II and Korea, everyone was behind it. It was a big patriotic effort. Everybody went to work. The economy increased because we were coming out of a depression. Roosevelt wasn't going to be able to handle the depression. But because of the war, we had to start all the factories up. We had to retrain people. And it was a big effort. I love it because...
And there were rations on things.
Yeah, I was oh, my God, we're thinking alike. I can't stand it. Peter, I'm leaving.
No, you're
I'm
good.
starting to think like Ken.
Of all the wars, this
and
war, that era is what I know most of. That's what I concentrated my studies on.
There were rations.
Yeah.
People were cut. They were stamping on their cans to save all the tin from the cans.
You couldn't get sugar.
You couldn't get sugar. You couldn't get materials to make clothing. They were using
brass and
tacks.
copper. The only thing that was used for was ammunition at that point.
Absolutely. Even during World War I, even Columbia was making ammunition.
Mm-hmm.
So
it was like I felt like that was our generation in the spring almost, because we're a generation that didn't have to live through all that. We've been spoiled. And then in the spring, when I couldn't find flour, let alone toilet paper.
I didn't have a problem finding flour.
Things like that. There were things I couldn't find, and I was like, this is taking us back to a time that we didn't have to live through.
But we were able
in a very tiny sense.
We were able to deal with it better than probably others because we're of that generation where we were in between the coddling of your children in the 50s and 60s and the coddling of your children in the 90s and 2000s and whatnot. We were independent. We left in the morning and didn't come home until the streetlights came up. I mean,
more independent.
We were very independent, and if something wasn't working out,
you figured it out.
Figured it out. I mean, yeah. Yeah, and then when you couldn't find flour, you found something else that would work in place. Yeah.
Not the same, but...
No, but that whole time, Price Right always had a pallet of flour there.
I got the hookup through a food service
I love
place, but so I was able to still bake our cookies.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously.
Speaking of baking, I am in a jolly mood this week. And you know what? They're not baked; they're fried. Punchki are back. Do you do the punchki thing?
You know what? I love a good jelly donut, like a raised sugar jelly donut.
Mm-hmm.
But the punchki is just like jelly with a teensy bit of dough. It's too much for me.
Huh.
It's a lot of jelly.
Well,
have you been getting the ones over at
maybe I need
that place that rhymes with small cry?
Yes, yes.
Because those tend to be very doughy, actually.
Oh no, that's the only time I've only had them twice, and Neither one impressed me. Maybe I need to get it from somewhere else. And
those are the good ones actually,
are
from
they?
what I found out. And you might have gotten one that somebody was overzealous and just pumped a little bit more.
Very jelly happy.
But typically they are doughy and moist forward.
Oh, well, maybe
and I guarantee you it'll go straight to your ass.
I should tell. Well, I don't need that. I should tell my colleagues who do our weekly papers about it because they like to do these food, not a competition or whatever, but they'll pick a food and they'll gather it from different places and then try it and write.
I've always wanted in on that.
Perhaps we could do a Punchki one, Ken, and we could write about it.
Ken, I have breaking news. No, seriously. The Penguin Plunge has been postponed to Saturday, February 27th, 2021.
They're going to have to find somebody else to shoot it then.
I'll be back for that.
Okay.
They're postponing because they were waiting to hear from the state, and they couldn't get a determination whether the end of January would be okay. So they have moved it to the 27th of February 27th, 2021. That is on their website, and I just confirmed that with Rick Barry, the Penguin Excelsior, so I have it on good information. That has been postponed a month, so I will be back for that, and I will be able to take care of that now.
Good, because if things hold steady, I will be in Nevada then, because at that point, I'll be tired of dealing with the cold.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to break some news because I saw his post, and I was like, I read an article in the Westfield News that was just a couple days ago saying it was on track for the 30th.
Okay.
And they had to make the call over the weekend. So.
Okay. All right.
Breaking news on the on
look
Hope's
at
segment, man.
Look at that.
We'll let the Westfield News take a little bit of credit for having that information ahead of time.
No, that's good. I mean, that's good that they had the article promoting it because they were going to have it this year. And then we followed up on that by breaking some news for once on Ken's Den.
Wow, look at that.
It's not the first time we've broke news on the Den.
That's true.
Yeah, I've been fortunate when it comes to that. But I was all set to shoot it the end of the month because they can't have spectators, so we're going to put it on 15, and I was going to shoot it because Pete was going to be away. Now I'm going to be away, and Pete will be here to shoot it. So
yep,
there's not
it all comes together.
We don't have much to shoot these days. Photos are scarce.
I saw that post, and then I saw some. Were you looking for photographers?
I'm not. The reminders.
The reminder, and I was going to say, oh, okay, well, I could use a few extra hours a week, in between what I'm doing, and then I see some people who do this for a living responding, and I'm like, yeah, forget about it.
You should still do it.
They have a $5,000 rig. I have a $500 rig.
Yeah,
it makes a difference.
But also, someone who does that as their actual, their living, isn't going to have as much time. So.
Well, they may not have as much for subjects to shoot either because
I don't have a $5,000 camera, and I take pictures for the paper, and they work out just.
It's an ego thing. If I'm going to be the next Fred Gore, I need a fancy camera.
No, you don't. You need to be slightly more curmudgeonly than you already are. Just slightly.
He slapped one of his lenses on my D200. I'm like, oh my God.
That's a nice equipment.
Yeah, it is about the glass.
It's all about the optics.
That's why I like that Coolpix that I was able to purchase used last year. Because it's got that monster lens on it, and it's good for a variety of stuff. I can shoot. Well, you saw, 12 miles away, I was able to get a full screen of the rocket.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
miles.
This must have been. It was like a $4,000 lens he slapped on my camera, and I was amazed.
Yeah.
So I do know that the quality gear makes a difference, but again, it might be an ego thing too. So that's why I didn't respond to that.
Well, you should. And for anyone listening who might be a photographer, our Reminder Weekly Papers is looking for some freelance photographers to cover the East Hampton, Holyoke areas. Just like 2 assignments a week. So if anyone is interested, you could email me, hope@thewestfieldnewsgroup.com.
Good. We did some newspaper stuff.
Yay!
Because that's why she's here, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, she did. She talked about her column.
That's
yesterday.
right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
We actually have
It was a good
done
column.
some newspaper stuff. And there's been an article in the paper for the plunge.
Mhm.
And now we have an addendum to that.
Yes, we
You're
will have,
welcome.
another article in the paper about the plunge. You heard it here first. Yeah, and we did, when we were talking about the Capitol attacks, one thing, like a little local paper, we can't compete with, the Washington Post. Obviously, we're not going to get the same story. So
People actually read WAPO.
yeah, some people do.
Oh.
But I'm saying, we obviously can't cover these national things. But what I did was I reached out to our local state senator and got his thoughts on it.
I saw that.
Yes. So, and it was funny because
He,
while I was
he equated it to Afghanistan.
right. Well, I was sitting there watching it, going, "This is like unreal. This is like Afghanistan." And then somebody like commenting that they were interviewing on whatever. I'm not I don't stick with one particular network when I watch TV news. I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
So somebody was being interviewed who was a veteran and a senator he was there at the Capitol, and he said, "It looks like Afghanistan to me." So of course I'm texting John going, "Hey, how do you feel about this?" He's like, "Absolutely. That's the first thing I thought of."
Mm-hmm.
So, that's how our local community news can take something national and bring it down to
Mm-hmm. Now I'm feeling a little guilty about something.
what?
I'm thinking about the newspaper and your articles, and that was a good article that you had with Velas.
Yeah.
But then yesterday, you had an article about a new bakery here in town, and
You should have Chris come in and bring you some goods.
that now here I am. I'm talking about punchki and
I don't know.
I'm not
Maybe
really-
she could make a punchki because he's talking about Christine Gustafson from
Uh-huh.
Westfield. She's actually a dispatcher.
Is she related to Ken?
Yes, it's his wife.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I know her.
It's Ken's wife.
She's been baking for years.
She bakes. Oh
And
my
she's
God.
a hell of a cake maker.
She is my
her
niece.
cookies.
Should I disclose that
Oh,
now?
sure. Well,
She's
I've
my
been friends
niece.
with her since first grade. So
Yeah, she's my niece.
she
Ken
makes
is my nephew.
she has. I don't go to her cookie swap because I'm intimidated by her.
Oh God,
cookie
no!
swap.
Oh God, no!
Every year she invites me,
holidays-
and I'm like, I can't. You make dozens and dozens
does.
of varieties. She will have 1,000 cookies, and I'm like, no, my little jelly thumbprint cookies are not
She
gonna
is
cookie.
she
you
is
know?
super talented as
So
a
she
baker.
could
yeah.
probably make a
Always has
punchki.
been.
If you're listening,
Actually, you
Christine,
know what?
make a punchki.
What she doesn't tell anybody, she's a heck of a furniture refinisher too.
Yes, she sells her beautiful reupholstered furniture. She's very
Yeah.
talented.
Holidays
She plays
with
the piano.
Christine-
She's
Holidays with
a lovely
Christine are
person.
like walking into the bakery. The things she puts out for the holidays, you want to take pictures of them.
Yeah. Yep.
They're
it's
just
beautiful.
They're just beautiful. And
But-
she's wanted to do this for years. So the family we're thrilled that she's finally, and I hope she does get to open a storefront because she's been wanting to be a baker for years.
And her home license, for whatever reason, doesn't allow her to make cheesecake. And that's
Oh,
one of
those
her
are the
favorite.
best.
That's her favorite thing to make. So she needs to get a storefront to make her cheesecakes.
I wonder why that is. I wonder if it's got
It's
to
because
do with
I think you could-
refrigeration.
With the
You could-
process.
It has to be refrigerated. It has to be kept at a certain temperature.
And also commercial. You probably need a commercial kitchen to make a cheesecake because it's.
Oh,
it's
good point.
Yeah.
It's
So
a
Yeah,
milk item.
if there are any issues with keeping things at temperature, either hot or cold, you do need to operate out of a commercial kitchen.
But I think I should talk to her because I know her. Eddie and Angie, the guys that run the food truck, Eddie and Angie Stallman, have opened a commercial kitchen behind their house, and I believe you can rent it.
Oh. Interesting.
Yeah, they
well, so
they
get,
they
if
had
you
a
didn't
they got
see it, it's online still at thewestfieldnews.com.
yeah.
You like how I've got that snuck in, Kathy?
There you go.
She's great. She
yeah.
really is. It's wonderful, and it's out on Facebook too, and of course it's on her website. So
9:20. 9:26 on the nose.
there you go. There you go. Long-
Let's take a break, and when we get back, we will discuss something that is new to Hope.
Support for community radio on WSKB is provided by Betts Plumbing and Heating Supply Company, an independent, family-owned wholesaler serving Westfield for over 50 years, specializing in plumbing, heating, and industrial piping supplies. On the web at bettsplumbing.com or at 14 Coleman Avenue in Westfield. Support for the community programming of WSKB is provided by the Dunkin' Donut Shops of Westfield and the Sardinia family. It's nice to know that even as the world changes, Dunkin' Coffee remains the same at 7 convenient locations throughout Westfield. Underwriting for Community Radio on WSKB is brought to you in part by Rockies. Over 30 convenient locations throughout Massachusetts, Rhode Island, New Hampshire, Connecticut, and Florida. One of the nation's largest Ace dealers. Expertise and great product selection in paint, hardware, lawn and garden. That's Rockies. Rock solid service since 1926. On the web at rockies.com.
Join us the third Wednesday of every month with Selectman Joe Didi and his take on everything Southwick.
Community Radio.
89.5 WSKB.
Live from Studio 120 at Westfield Technical Academy, this is WCPC Channel 15 and 89.5 FM WSKB Westfield.
I took Zambrex for over 15 years till I learned the benefits of once daily Sanguelto, our latest generation blood thinner. When I'm at a multiracial picnic for some reason, the last thing I want to do is have a stroke. And thanks to once daily Sanguelto, I can eat potato salad with chuckling strangers with the confidence of someone who knows he's 12% less likely to suffer a stroke recurrence. Thanks to Sanguelto, I can snuggle with my age-appropriate wife on a blanket underneath non-holiday-related fireworks. I left her for 6 weeks back in 2009, only to realize I was already too old to bed the type of women that would make such a separation worth it. So here we are, grinding it out till one of us has that second stroke that you don't come back from. Thank you, Sanguelto.
Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Community programming brought to you by Sanguelto.
Oh, dear Lord. I'll have to go get some. Eat that potato salad. With skins.
I was going to say warm with skins.
Warm
and
with
bacon.
I got the deviled egg potato salad delivered from Wally this
I
past
love
weekend.
their potato salad.
Oh, that deviled one is like the best.
They put deviled eggs in it?
It's deviled potato salad, and there's deviled eggs in it.
So,
And
okay.
it's, you know, like you have a potato and egg?
Yeah.
But
so
it's
deviled
potato
egg
and
in it?
deviled
Huh.
egg. And it is yum.
So does the
Sorry, I'm
stuffing-
quoting Rachel.
So does the stuffing that would be in the deviled egg, it's like all mixed through?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you just put like mustard and paprika?
There is
or-
mustard
Well,
in
they
there.
probably
Yeah.
do. But that's what they call it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what they call it.
Yeah.
I'd try that.
Yeah, it's
I like deviled eggs.
it's pretty darn good. You're not drinking an iced coffee this morning.
I'm
Usually, I'm used to use. You have like a
know.
Dunks container usually when you come.
I know. It's so bad today, and I'm feeling it. I'm feeling that I haven't had a coffee.
You haven't had a coffee
I
at
haven't had-
all?
No, because
Well-
I only drink iced coffee.
We've gotta
and
okay.
I was lazy last night, and usually I make it. I have my Dunks at home, my Dunkin', ground coffee, and I make it at home the night before. I put it in the fridge, and then I have iced coffee in the morning. And I just was busy last night listening to Southwick Select Board meeting, and then getting the kids to get to bed, and then I was too tired to go back downstairs and do it. So all I had was half a Diet Coke in my fridge for caffeine, and it's just not the same.
It doesn't.
Pete,
So, and I didn't have time to go to Dunkin'. So, guess what I'm doing when I leave here?
On your mark, get set.
There's we have a Keurig.
Ice machine is still running in culinary, right?
Of course.
All right, so we have ice from culinary, and I have a Keurig machine over in the green
It has to
room.
be cold. I can't just put ice on hot coffee. Then it just melts the ice, and the coffee becomes watered down, and it's still not cold. I like ice cold.
Aren't you being picky?
I'm
coffee
just
drinkers
saying, I
are.
like what I like.
Oh, anyway.
You asked, but thank you for noticing.
Yeah, and you know, we would have
can't
said,
mix
yeah,
it.
because we can get into culinary and get
creature of
ice,
habit.
and we can make coffee
Do you have
here.
anything else good in there? I didn't eat breakfast either.
I can go
Get
look.
some eggs.
I can go
Some
look.
eggs, deviled eggs.
Occasionally, I smell stuff over there.
You know, I wonder if they have platters from when they were gonna sell them on
Cookies?
on the holiday,
They
but
might.
then we were shut down.
I can go look. They'd probably still be
There,
good.
there might be some cheese and charcuterie
I
platters
love a
over there.
charcuterie board. Charcuterie.
I love
Hard to say.
charcuterie.
You want me to go take a
Charcuterie.
walk? Walk
No,
over
no,
there?
I'm joking about
I'll
that.
be right back. I'm hungry now. Bye. I'll see you in a minute.
He's really gonna go over to culinary to take a look.
Oh, that's
See if there's any smoked Gouda. That's my favorite
smoked
cheese.
Gouda.
Smoked Gouda, Pete.
We'll put in our order now.
That's right. So
Good
if
one.
anybody wants to send me gifts, smoked Gouda and Dunkin' iced coffee.
Yeah, he's really heading down
He
there.
really is.
I'm not making this up.
He really is.
He really
I
is.
should get on my phone and take a video and.
Now, Hope, do you drink the coffee all day long or just in the morning?
I can drink. Caffeine. I don't sleep that great these days anyway, so it doesn't affect me.
Oh, really?
But you know what I did the past two? So I usually make it at home, but my best friend alerted me to the fact that you can get something called extra charged coffee now, where it's extra caffeinated,
Like Jolt Cola.
Yeah, and I don't know
Remember
what
that?
they do. It's not like they don't add, because you could always add a shot of espresso or something, but this is like extra caffeinated. And I got one the other day, and I felt a little more energized and awake. So I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can buy that.
I wonder if that's
ground.
non-HMO though.
I don't know.
In order to
Now,
HMO.
non-GMO. GMO.
I'm like HMO. That's healthcare.
Yeah.
do you drink coffee?
Rarely.
Oh, are
Really?
you a tea drinker?
Used to be when I commuted,
Uh-huh.
but I
I like tea also.
Oh, I can't drink tea.
No,
yeah, I would do
like
tea with agave syrup and just go out the door with it.
I don't like just plain old green tea though.
Yeah, it's boring.
I like a black tea or a chai or something. My husband likes red teas, which I don't like that much, but
I like the Jeerling, which I can't find around here anymore.
I never heard of it.
The Jeerling tea, yeah.
if I see anything,
used,
I'll get
I
some
used to
for
be
you.
able to see it over at Ocean State, but they haven't had it in the past almost year. Yeah, the Jeerling tea.
That's what to say.
Yeah. So I can almost say that she probably has coffee around here most of the time because I remember shooting 120 over at the Westfield News offices.
And I had coffee.
And she
I
had
almost
it
always
was
have a
it was
coffee.
lunchtime and she was sitting at her workstation with a coffee.
I almost always have an iced coffee during the day. Now, after 4 o'clock, usually not. But although, my daughter has dance at 5:30 at night on Thursdays, and I usually get a coffee.
Now, how do you take that iced coffee?
Cream and Splenda,
Uh-huh.
and it's usually
And you think that Splenda's saving you from the cream?
No.
Okay.
It's just
Is
not.
the flavor profile?
Yeah, I like it better. I guess maybe if I did liquid sugar, but I try to. I'm either going to get cancer or have high blood sugar. Either way, it's not going to be a good thing. So.
Pete just walked by the green room. He looked in and he's smiling.
Oh.
I did not see any charcuterie,
Oh.
but there are coffee cakes. I saw chocolate chip blondie brownies, a tray of those in there.
Nice.
I might text Mooch. I'm hungry. I'll leave some money in there.
Oh, man.
Invading the
Chef,
kitchen.
I'll text Chef Moocheroni and say, hey, can I buy something in the cooler?
No smoked
Mooch,
Gouda.
Mooch, if you're listening, there's a freezer over there, but I didn't look in the big fridge. I didn't look in the walk-in.
Yeah, I bet you the walk-in is where the charcuterie might be.
Could be.
If there is any.
Well, I was slicing and dicing cheese yesterday. My mom's in a nursing home, and she sends me a message or calls me Well, okay, she calls me a lot. And she's like, can you bring me some sliced cheese? So I'm slicing up and dicing up cheese yesterday, and I was thinking to myself, darn, I wish I had some smoked Gouda and like a little prosciutto, and I could make myself a little, but she just got some Colby and Monterey Jack and some crackers.
I ended up getting some different types of cheeses. I was going to do grilled cheese all week. I got some nice sliced sourdough bread, and I got a panini press, and I've been living off of grilled cheese lately. And I'm combining like provolone and Havarti with the cheddar. And
now, do you ever put mustard on the bread when you make a grilled cheese?
No,
that sounds good.
It's good.
A
little bit.
I smear mayonnaise on it instead of butter in order to.
That helps it melt.
It helps it brown.
Use butter as the fat source?
Yes.
Yeah.
But if you put a little on the inside bread before you put the cheese, a little bit of mustard, if you like mustard, it's very good.
Now, the mustards I like
you can use a grainy or
the yellow
spicy.
stuff is garbage.
Yeah, no,
to me.
it's like
I like
spicy.
a dark
I like spicy.
deli mustard.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Put a little of that, especially
Isn't
if you're
this a
using an
Chef
unusual
John?
cheese.
Isn't this a Chef John conversation?
Where are we here?
We'll start talking
We're
to Chef John
everywhere.
about the newspaper.
So guess what I made?
I love that if he wants to write a column,
Guess what I made on Sunday?
Pot roast.
No, I don't expect you to
Grilled
know.
cheese.
No.
Pierogi.
Cracker Barrel hash brown casserole.
Oh, I love making that.
Oh, yeah. Pete and I, whenever we travel,
Yep.
if there's a Cracker Barrel, we go to it. And they have this hash brown casserole.
Sour
And
cream.
It's the most awesomest thing on the face of the earth. And I found a copycat recipe. And I
sour cream, onions,
cream
different
of chicken soup.
Cream of chicken soup, yep.
A stick of butter.
Yep.
and then a 28-ounce thing, a bag of shredded frozen hash browns.
Yeah, I've made it before. It's really good.
See, now my cousin makes every
breadcrumbs
year.
too. You have to have Ritz breadcrumbs.
Yeah, see, my cousin makes something sort of like that, like for the holidays, but it's not shredded hash browns; it's cubed. And she mixes it with like a soup mix, and then butter, cheese, and then tops it all off with crumbled crackers and bakes it. But it's not shredded hash browns; it's the cubed.
Yeah, I have.
I don't know what home fries. I guess maybe that is.
I have 3 more Tupperware things at home of it, and I made a carrot cake the other day, and I have like 4 Tupperwares of that because cake lasts a long time at my place. I mean, go figure.
Not my house.
No, and I'm not a cake person too, but for some reason I like the carrot cake. Might be a moist issue.
Maybe.
Yeah, and I use that word.
That's okay. I don't hate that word.
Oh, that's not one of the words you hated?
I don't hate that word.
It's
a
pivot.
lot of people.
It's pivot she hates.
Yeah, I don't like
Okay.
Pivot.
Well, we're going to pivot over to something else right now.
Okay.
Okay.
Every time I hear that word, Hope, I think of you.
I just think of Ross Geller. I can't get pivot.
That was a week or 2 ago. I was watching a New Year's Eve thing, what happened the past year, and that word came up.
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is the word of the year. I mean,
not in a good way.
So I had the pleasure of requesting the board of directors at Westfield on Weekends to vote Hope Tremblay in as a board member, and my motion was seconded, and we all agreed unanimously. So Hope is now sitting on the WOW
They
board.
suckered you in, eh?
Bob's been knocking on my door for 10 years, and I finally opened it. Part of it.
So welcome to
because,
WOW.
The meetings are on Zoom. It's and everything's on Zoom right now. So it's not. It's still obviously a commitment, but I'm able to accommodate the meetings better this way.
Yeah. We try to, when we actually have them at Renova, we try to keep it to an hour there as well. It's a little easier reining Bob in
I was
person.
going to say, how do you do that with Bob? How do you do an hour meeting with Bob?
In the early days when I was on WOW, we had a meeting at at the skating rink, at the Alfred skating rink. It was 20 of 10.
Oh.
I believe that.
And I finally said, Bob, I have to go. My eyes glazed over an hour ago. I'm leaving. And they just went on forever and ever. And in the early days of WOW, before we finally got a handle of which way to go. Because remember that when we started, and this was back like 15 years ago or better, I'm not even sure when it started, but it was Bob, myself, Chris Lindquist, and just a handful of us. But before we knew, it exploded into like 20 and 30 people were coming to the meetings. We had people from churches, people from different ethnic communities in the city. And it was wonderful to have all of that participation. But then they started bringing in food and dinners and again, it was some really great ideas and there was some good participation. But it was out of hand. It was out of control, and we didn't have a function. We didn't have a direction. And that's when we sat down, just this handful of us, and said, no, we need to rework this and come up with an actual board, an actual objectives and ways to go with WOW. And it was a birth. And it was a difficult birth, but it was one that I think has really helped the city. And a lot of that, here it comes, drum roll, a lot of that really praise goes to Bob Plass.
Absolutely.
Because Bob truly, really was a huge force in starting WOW and keeping it going, and his enthusiasm for the city was just overwhelmingly positive.
Oh, absolutely. It still is. I started with the Colonial Harvest Day Committee way back in the day, and ever since then, he's been trying to get me on the board. So,
well, as I
happy
said,
to be here.
I've said to many people over the years, do not make eye contact with Bob. Because
that's his superpower.
You will walk away, and he'll say, okay, well, I'll see you when you do this, right? And you walk away going, I thought I said
you just can't say no to Bob.
Yeah, he's volunteered me for things.
That's his superpower. I've told you guys that for years.
Yeah, that's why the events are
You're right,
successful.
Peter.
He loaned it out to Harry. He loaned it out to Harry for a couple of years, and then he took it back.
Harry's just as bad.
Yeah.
He does
Another
the
one.
same
Don't look him
thing.
in the eye.
You say no, and you end up doing more than what you originally said. But WOW really needs that, and I think Westfield needs a lot of positivity. There are events going on. They're not earth-shattering. We're not Disney World. We're not pretending to be Disney World. But there are things. I mean, I think a great example is the lighting festival we just had. That is a fabulous event. Not even just, and I know a lot of that, and I know Ken was on board with this and was one of the people who really wanted to see this come through. But it's a great thing to do with your families. Is it big and exciting? No, but you know what? To a 10-year-old, to see a house all lit up, yeah, that is exciting.
We were in the midst of Pumpkin Fest, and we were having a meeting about what to do, in a socially distanced world for December Fest. And I had just made a mention. I go, you know what? We had scarecrows for Pumpkin Fest. We should have, houses with lights on them, and people, do the same thing with Pumpkin Fest. And James Johnson, he turns around and goes, Ken, are you basically suggesting that we have a holiday light contest? I'm like, yeah, I think so. And that's what started that.
Yeah.
So, and winners were announced. Their names are on Facebook on the wall page.
Yes.
And that big house did not get number one.
Yeah, they
I
were
saw
second
that it was
place.
second.
Yeah, Bellevue did not win first place.
And I had said, it's funny because when we were first talking about this, I wasn't on a board, but I was a volunteer. And I said, I think Bellevue's going to intimidate people. And I think that people just said, who cares? And threw their name in the hat, and it worked out.
Yeah. I was going to take a break, but it's already 9:48.
Wow.
Just continue on.
Yeah. I got more things on my piece of paper here.
What are they?
goals and plans for 2021. We're starting off a new year, and I'm not one of those who go, new year, new me, new this, new mindset.
I've learned my lesson. I don't do that.
Yeah, so you don't do that either?
No.
All right, so no goal for this year.
I just want this year to be better than last year, and so far not.
That's not
so
an
good.
original goal.
Yeah, and it's not happening so much.
It's like 2020 turned around and said, I'm the worst year ever. And so far in the 2021 is like, no, hold my beer.
Hold my beer.
Yeah.
Well, it's funny because I found. So
What's happening?
I feel like I keep jinxing us because I found my Instagram from December 31st, 2019 showed a picture. So anybody who knows me knows I have a New Year's tree. I can't not have a tree for something. So I had a picture of my. It's cute. I made like a countdown, so it has like 10 through 1 on it, and then like beads and confetti and stuff. So anyway, I found my Instagram, and I had posted a picture of that and put like something like, "We're ready for you, 2020." So I think I did.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. This year better be better than the last year, something like that.
No. In 2013.
Okay, 2013.
I had a post in early January saying, "This is the worst start to a new year I've ever had." I don't know why I keep doing this to us. So I'm not posting anything about New Year's ever again.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, so not happening. So
this is your fault then, Hope.
Yes, sorry, and you're welcome. I will never post about New Year's again.
Chip, you know what? You just made the list. Oh, no.
Oh, here we go.
It's true. So no real goals as far as like resolution type things. I just want 2020 was great for spending time with my family. Sometimes a little much, but I had people to spend it with, and a lot of people didn't. So I'm grateful for that. And we explored stuff. We went and took day trips and around New England, and just like, we drove to Vermont for a sandwich one day. Like you just
yeah, I did that a couple times.
Do these things just to get out of the house and find something new. And it was great because Salem's my favorite place in New England, and I went there 3 times last year because we're like, what should we do? Oh, let's go to Salem for lunch.
Before they locked you out.
Yeah,
they closed it down right around Halloween.
I went around Halloween actually, right before that.
My girlfriend did too, right before they
went for a
completely locked
weekend.
the place down.
Yeah, I had gone the week before that also, but it was definitely different.
It was almost an entire program without hearing, and my girlfriend.
Oh my gosh. You're right.
Dirty
Peter.
Back, flatten, Morton, Philip, Bunker, Morton, Perkaluma, Burton, Whack a frax, whack, back and floated back, coronet, caraback, planting as a trapper, all friggin', paracotta, slaughter, and a berry, cotton, you ring a pomeranian, fratting, throwing, and bins, wagging, cotton.
That's Pete's way of him giving me the finger.
That's funny. Quiet.
I had to call that out. I mean,
I
haven't said that in a long time.
But you said it often enough where it's just something now that just stays up here.
Hope. It's just a running gag here. You'll get used to it.
Here's something to look forward to for 2021.
What?
Oh, please share something. We need it.
You're going to have a pool for the entire season.
I am. Yes, I actually have 2, but I can only use one of them.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited about that. It's going to be it'll be like the rainiest, coldest summer ever.
Probably because I'm going to have one finally this
so
year.
then it's your fault this time.
It might be.
It might be.
I hope so, because I hope not, because I have to find a way of cutting some limbs off of trees, and that's not my wheelhouse, but I'm going to have to try it in order to make sure sun hits my backyard.
Yeah, you need the sun.
Yeah, you can't have a pool in the shade.
It's too cold.
No. And then I have to figure out how to hang a flat panel TV on the side of my garage.
Well, that shouldn't be that hard.
Well, I have to keep it protected from the weather. I need to put some type of hood over it for brightness, so you can still see what's going on.
So you could build a little porch roof.
Either that or spend the coin on one made for the outdoors, but they're kind of expensive.
Oh, I'll bet.
Yeah, Sunbright is a company that manufactures the bulk of them, and they're made to go. You can put them right out in the rain.
You could get one of those retractable awnings for the side of the garage. Just a thought.
I've thought about putting one on that garage, but
It would have to be flush up against it, and I'm thinking the awning might not be flush up against the wall.
Looks like you're making a little porch roof there.
yeah, a lean-to.
Well, you could make it a thing. Make a patio. That could be your hangout spot.
Can you put it out there and take it in?
This swimming pool is going to take up the entire yard. There's
less to mow.
There won't be any mowing.
Works for me.
Yeah, that's
How big is
that's a
this
benefit
pool?
there.
How big is this pool?
15 by 48.
Whoa.
That's
Yeah,
pretty
the
big.
one I can't use is 16. The one I can use is
Well, I needed it 48 inches high in order to agree with the city regulations.
Right.
And the 48-inch high ones, they don't come any smaller than a 15-foot diameter.
Okay, gotcha.
The cheapest outdoor TV I'm finding is $1,000.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Can you hang it up and take it in?
I might just have to drag something in and out.
Yeah, I don't know how that would
Get your
work.
rabbit
but-
ears ready.
I have a couple of projectors. I could always set a projector up at the end of the
Yes, you
yard,
do.
project onto the side of
Yes,
my
you do.
garage. Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
You could be like the cool house and have movie nights in the pool.
I don't want other people in my pool, though.
Oh God, Ken. Oh no.
I know, I'm
Oh no,
joking.
no.
He's more curmudgeon-y in that respect
Yeah.
than Fred Gore.
I mean, I just don't need people roughhousing in it and possibly damaging it or. Because, come on, it's a temporary thing. It's not
Ken,
a
though,
real pool.
that TV for $1,000, it is a 4K and it's 43 inches, so that's not a bad price.
43 inches for $1,000. That's
Yeah, but
crazy,
it's
though.
fully outdoor.
I
You can
know.
leave it out in the weather.
Yeah,
I know, but-
It's electronic.
It can
What do
be
you think
rained
that
on.
you can get a 65-inch for $500, $600 now? That's just
Yeah, but not weatherproofed.
no. I'd rather build the little roof. That's just me, and have a bigger TV.
Or maybe I don't put a TV out.
Maybe you just bask in your new sun that you're gonna get when you.
I can
trim
bring an
the
Alexa
limbs.
speaker out and just do music.
There you go. You could. I'm sure.
I don't even have to touch it. I can just call out to it.
There you go. Don't call out now. Don't do it. Everyone, turn off your Googles and Alexas.
Hey, Google, set an alarm for 7:59 p.m. today.
No, it's okay, Google.
No, it summons both.
It didn't.
Mine only works if you say okay first at home.
Yeah. Actually, and I'm a little bit of an expert on this because I went to the Google booth at CES the last 2 years.
Where you did what?
Saw Google stuff,
And
the pin,
caught-
and there's a pin that they handed out, a little pin. I have it, and it's "Hey Google." If you Google how to wake up Google, you'll find that it's both okay and hey.
Mine only works with okay.
Alexa, set an alarm for 9:05 p.m. tonight. Alexa, play me some NWA.
Oh boy.
Hope, see what you started.
I didn't start.
How did she start this?
She egged them on by giving the
I said
disclaimer.
no, don't do it. I said don't do it.
And that's.
I
what's
guess
happening.
that's all it took.
Yep.
Oh. So what are your goals?
I don't have any.
Anybody else have goals for 2021?
I do not. I do not.
I'm good with surviving.
Yeah.
You're right, Peter.
Continuing to breathe.
I want to continue what we did last year with trying to find new places to go hang out, and
So you do have goals.
I don't know if that's a goal. It's more of a continuation
A plan.
of
A list.
the one or two good things that happened last year.
Good thing that happened to me last year is I'm saving a ton on gasoline by not driving to work.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. in
I'm going
general.
to the gas station today for the first time in a month and a half with the Cadillac.
Wow.
That gets 12.5 miles to the gallon in town.
Wow.
In the Chevy, I don't remember the last time I had it filled up.
Yeah, see, my husband still has to go to work every day. He's teaching.
Oh, I
in
go to work.
person.
I just don't have to drive to
Yeah,
it.
he's teaching in person, so he has to drive to work every day.
Yeah. I have several projects running now. So I am working. I'm collecting a paycheck. And I don't have to drive anywhere to do it. Even my supplies, Amazon Prime.
Mm-hmm.
They're pretty close to what I was paying for cost-wise at my shop.
I'm driving minimally for work because every meetings are on Zoom, and most places that are having a so-called, quote-unquote event, it's like a drive-through thing. Everyone's wearing a mask. It's not, photos are few and far between these days. So if you have anything going on, let me know.
And they can get in touch with you.
Hope at thewestfieldnewsgroup.com.
Hope Tremblay, I want to thank you for coming in this morning and
adding some sunshine to your day.
I was going to say taking an hour away from everybody's lives that they're never going to get back, which happens with me only for 2 hours a week. Next week, Chef John Slattery's in his house.
Ask him about the mustard on a grilled cheese.
That might be a plan.
Remember that.
And then the following week, you know what? You can call in.
Let's have a grilled cheese cook-off.
You can call
where
in.
we all make our own favorite grilled cheese and we bring it in and try them.
You can call in and X them about that.
And,
okay. I'll give you the direct studio number. And then the following week, State Representative Kelly Pease will be in here with his new legislative aide, Ethan Flaherty. I want to hear the story about how that came to be.
I know the story. I know the story. It's a good story.
Yeah, it is a good story.
All right, that's all I have time for. I'll catch you next week.